What's up, everyone? I just checked out Mank from 2020, directed by David Fincher. So today I'm going to review it. Real quick, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you thought of the movie. Anyways, let's get into the review. So I really don't know how I feel about this movie. I really like David Fincher as a director. Like Fight Club and Seven are like some of my favorite movies of all time. So I was really excited to check this one out. The plot is fairly simple, where it follows Howard Mankiewicz, played by Gary Oldman. He's kind of like this writer, and he's writing Citizen Kane, obviously like the famous movie Citizen Kane. And he's like struggling with it, and it kind of shows that it kind of like skips in time a little, and his like struggles with different things, and like it has this like political commentary in there, and that's really the plot of the movie. I'm not going to spoil it. Like I mentioned, the main character is played by Gary Oldman very well, and overall this movie does have a great cast and great performances from the actors. But before I get into review, let me just say that I've never seen Citizen Kane, and I haven't seen a lot of like 1940s movies in general. I'm not really like familiar with like the like political situation in California at the time and in Hollywood. I'm not really familiar with that, with 30s and 40s, that era. I'm not too educated on the topics, so I'm definitely not the target audience for this one, but that's beside the point. Let's get into the review. So overall, with that said, I didn't really like this movie. I found the 1940s style of filmmaking from David Fincher to be a bit tedious at times. And like, while I can definitely appreciate David Fincher's vision of what he wanted to do here, kind of this like almost homage to movies from the 40s, while still commenting on the situation and everything, I just didn't really like it. I couldn't really follow this movie. I found it confusing at times and even boring. It kept jumping back and forth in time, and for me that made it even more hard to follow. And overall, at times in this movie, I just felt lost, and I just didn't really care about what was happening. And I thought that was really unfortunate, because like I said, I wanted to like this movie, and I really tried to pay attention here and try to understand what was happening, but I couldn't get on board with it. And even at times, I thought this movie felt like kind of unfocused. It kind of felt like it was just floating around. Nothing was really happening. And overall, it didn't feel like it really had much to say. Aside, obviously there was like the political commentary and stuff, but like it just didn't really feel like it was going anywhere. Like there was something important that was coming, and once again, that's in part to I just wasn't educated on this topic. But I feel with a movie, you shouldn't have to be educated on a topic to enjoy a movie. I don't think that's a like defense of this movie. Oh, you haven't seen Citizen Kane, so you can't enjoy this. Like, that may be the case, but if it's like a World War II movie, I shouldn't have to know every little detail about World War II to enjoy the movie. It's like, that's not how movies work, I don't think, and at least that's my input on it. I don't think that's a defense of this movie. While it certainly could have helped me having seen Citizen Kane and knowing the topic, I shouldn't have to have seen these movies to understand it. And like I said, it just felt like it was like floating around for 2 hours, and I think this movie did run a little too long as well. So for 2 hours at times, it felt like almost nothing was happening while all this beautiful filmmaking was going on. It definitely was really made from David Fincher and the rest of the crew, from the acting, from Gary Oldman and everyone, just really good acting, to the set design and the cinematography. It just felt like a well-made movie. They definitely did a good job pulling off this 40s, 30s vibe, not just making it feel like it took place in the 30s and 40s, but making the movie feel like it was filmed in the 30s and 40s, which was definitely obviously the intention. It was in black and white. It felt like a movie made in the 30s and 40s. They definitely did a good job at pulling that off, and hats off to them, because I thought that was easily the best part about this movie. Like, plot aside, I definitely can appreciate how well this movie was made, and definitely what David Fincher was going for here. But stuff like that can only carry a movie so far. The plot is maybe the most important aspect of the movie, and for me, that part just didn't work. But once again, I haven't seen Citizen Kane, so I've heard that can hinder your experience of watching this movie. But I just did not connect with this movie relatively at all. I found it boring and tedious, despite the great filmmaking that was present. Like, at times I did kind of get on board with the political commentary that was happening. Those were the best we're talking about the plot, those are the best scenes for me. Definitely the most easiest to follow. So those were my favorite scenes. But I really didn't get on board with the plot here. Even at times, I felt like this movie kind of felt like Oscar bait. It seems like almost any movie set in Hollywood is gonna feel Oscar baity. It just feels like the kind of movie that wins Oscars. And obviously, like this year, it's nominated for 1 million. That's why I'm reviewing it, because it's nominated for like 11 Oscars or something crazy like that. But just for me, I didn't like this movie all that much. but I can totally get why someone may have liked it. Definitely someone who's more familiar with the topic. I'm not at all. I'm not super into classic movies. I like classic movies, just I haven't watched nearly as many as some other people have. So I'm going to give Mank a 69% and a C. Good filmmaking, but the plot was a bit weak and boring for me. So that will do it for my review of Mank. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Tell me what you thought of Mank. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Tell me why. And thanks for watching, and have a great day.